Okay, I'm assuming that this has managed to go live. Please ignore the wallpaper at the back. That's not staying. Now, normally I'd go live to Facebook, but I've decided to start using YouTube a little bit more because I don't really use YouTube as much. I did used to. I used to use it a lot. Um, I don't use it as much as I used to once before. I just want to put it so that live, all live chats visible. I want to be able to see all live chats visible. Okay, that's not a problem. Right, so I think I've got this set up right. It is all new to me. The whole layout of YouTube is new to me. But I wanted to do this because I'm regardless of what we've just seen happen, and quite frankly, what the Lords have just done is an absolute disgrace to democracy. I was raised to believe in democracy. I was raised and taught that what you voted for, you got what you voted for. Now, this clearly isn't the case. This clearly isn't the case. If you don't vote for what the left want, then that's when you're getting it all wrong. You're the one that's in the wrong. You don't know what you're talking about, and that's what I wanted to raise. Spare with me a minute. I need to turn these lights off because I've got a bit of a headache. I'll put them ones on down there. That's a little less. There's a little less aggressive in my eyes. Sorry. I know it puts me in a little bit of darkness, but I've not been very well, so I'm sorry about that. So basically, I am so tired, so sick and tired of being told that I didn't know and you didn't know. All you people that voted to leave the EU didn't know what you were voting for. You're all dumb. You're all thick. You know, you're all stupid. None of you knew what you were voting for. None of you knew what you were saying when you went down and made your mark and said, I want to leave the EU. Absolutely none of you had a clue what you were doing, okay? Because, quite frankly, if you're a Brexiteer, then you're a little bit thick. Ones to the left. So, I wanted to be sure that, I don't think I've got this wrong. I think I've got this right. I know what I voted for. I know I voted to leave the customs union. I know that I voted to leave the single market. I know I voted because I want our fisheries back. I know I voted because I want controlled immigration and not uncontrolled mass immigration, where nobody knows who the hell it is coming into the country, where they're coming from, how long they're staying, and whether or not they intend to just turn up here, claim it's for asylum, their country then becomes safe, but they don't go back there. I think I have a right to know who's coming into my country and who isn't. I think I am entitled to know. I think you are entitled to know. I also voted to leave the EU because I wanted to get out of a dictatorship. And that's what the EU is. The EU is a dictatorship. Okay, make no bones about it. And all the liberal left snowflakes that have now pushed and pushed and pushed because we must have another referendum. We have to keep having referendum after referendum after referendum until we get the answer we want, because you didn't vote how we wanted you to vote. We didn't want you. And I've seen comments from young people going, so many of the old people, they did this. And luckily, they're dead now. Well, my mother's 74 and she ain't dead. She's far from dead. Okay, she's nowhere near dead. So, I don't see why my mother's votes now suddenly don't count for anything. Let me move around there. Don't get too dizzy. It's a little bit better light there for you. So I'm a little bit sick and tired now of being told you didn't know what you voted for. Okay? Now the other thing they say is, On the ballot paper, it didn't say no deal. No, you're right. It didn't say on the ballot paper no deal. It equally didn't say on the ballot paper that we leave with a deal, did it? We literally were told this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. This will never happen again, and once it's done, it's final. That's what we were told. It's final. And now we've just had the Lords, who are so worried because they're greedy fat paws that are literally greased up with the money of the working class, while they sit there and through 90% of the Lords sleeping, not a day's work. Honestly, you could not get a day's work out of all of them if you put them all together and made one person. They are lazy, idle sons of bitches that don't earn their £300 a day that they get merely for turning up. Just for turning up. Imagine if that was our job. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great if you went and got yourself a job in a supermarket and just for turning up, when you walked in and turned up, got £100 for today, just for turning up. That's not included in your wages. No, we're just going to give you £100 for turning up. They get £300 a day just to turn up. Nothing else. Just to turn up. But now all of a sudden, because of the Brexit, they're all wide awake now, aren't they? They've all blocked the fact that we now can't leave with a no deal Brexit. So we have one other option now. And I tell you now, I watched Boris Johnson lay it down to Jeremy Corbyn, the IRA-loving scumbag that he is, who has been saying for the last 3 years, give us a general election, give us a general election, give us a... Well, here you go. Boris has offered you a general election. But now all of a sudden, no, you've bottled it now, haven't you? You've lost your nerve. You've lost your nerve. You chicken shit. Exactly what you are. And I am tired of all those little lefties out there with waving their EU flags with such pride whilst burning the Union Jack. Now, I personally, look, I'm English. I'm not British. I'm English, okay? That's my nationality. I was born in England. Same as the Irish are Irish, the Scots are Scottish, the Welsh are Welsh. I'm English. But I am a part of the United Kingdom. Our armed forces are the armed forces of the United Kingdom. That flag is flown by our armed forces. And it deserves some damned respect. But no, you stood and you set light to a Union Jack because you were so busy spitting your dummies out, because you want your next referendum and your next one and your next one, because you just want to keep going until you get the answer you want. And at every opportunity, and as for Bercow to Burke, let me tell you now, you're a liar. You are a liar. You sat there and you said that your opinion, you will never use your opinion to sway the floor. Yes, you do. I have watched you give more time to the remoaning left than you have ever given. And you come down on anybody on the right like a ton of bricks. You are a disgrace as a Speaker of the House, which is why when the petition came round to have you removed, I happily signed it. I am so tired of the left dictating to me what I believe or what I know or what I don't know. Treat me like I'm some kind of dumb kid sitting in the corner with a fucking dunce hat on. I'm not an unintelligent woman. I'm not an educated woman. I'm not unintelligent. I know how to read through a policy. I know how had to read through a manifesto. I hope the Brexit Party now, I hope that the general election gets pushed through. I do. And I hope the Brexit Party either join with the Tories or stand independently. And I hope the 17.4 million people that voted to get out of the EU dictatorship, it has now been proven, not only is the EU a dictatorship, so is the House of Lords. The Lords now needs to be dissolved, full stop. No more lords or ladies or anybody else, because that's where the words lording it up over the peasants comes from. And you do not deserve a single red cent of taxpayers' money. Not a penny. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. Quite frankly, you have made this country look weak. A country that fought, that led the fight against Nazi Germany, that led the fight against a fascist dictator, that lost countless lives along with others that joined us, eventually that did join us, along with many allies that fought alongside us. You are a disgrace to every man and woman that lost their lives during the Second and the First World War. Ramonas, you, I don't know what you'd do. Could you imagine it if we had a world war right now? Please, please, can you see it? Can you see it? We have conscription. Everybody's called up to serve their country, whether they like it or not. And if you don't turn up, you're going to be dragged, kicking and screaming. And then they'll be saying, oh, but hang on, I haven't packed my gender neutral knickers. Oh no, wait a minute. I need to bring my nail varnish with me in case I chip it. And I'm not going to be asked to shoot a gun now, am I? You're not going to actually ask me to shoot a gun, because I can only fire a gun if I'm firing it at a right winger. And the barracks, are you going to divide the barracks up between the left and the right? Because I don't want to be in barracks with the right wing. The right wing are racist, so I don't want to be in a barracks with anybody who's right wing. So could you make sure you put me in a special barracks? And I'd also like to be in gender neutral barracks, please. And don't worry about all the paedophiles, because we're going to make pedosexuality normal. So don't worry about them. They can come in with all of us. We're fine with that. And if they call you up at the age of 16 and you've got a pedo in there, raping that 16-year-old child, it's fine. Pedosexuality is normal. Seriously ask yourselves, all these Ramonas, can you see it? Well, if you read through history, you'll actually see that Churchill was a racist, you know. Yeah, makes no difference. Here's a gun, fire it at the fucking enemy. Oh no, I'm a pacifist. I'm a pacifist. I don't fire weapons. I might chip my nail varnish or break a nail. Worse still, I've got my heels on. And, you know, you can't honestly expect me to run through that mud on my belly in this outfit, looking this good. You don't really expect me to run through them. Oh, come on now. You know, Sergeant Major. I'm not going to call you sir. That doesn't make it. Oh, no, you can't ask me to call you sir. I'm a left winger. We don't call people sir. I'm a radical feminist. I'm a radical feminist. I'm not going to call you sir. I'm not even going to refer to you as a man. Because anything to do with being a man is so disgusting. Shameful. The World War, if there was a World War III, like World War II and World War I, seriously, we'd be screwed. We'd be screwed. Because it'd be the middle-aged people like us that would have to get out there and do the dirty work, because the left would be too busy sitting there wailing like bitches, and they'd still be screaming on about Trump. Because that's all they've got. This is like a dancer with two left feet and fucking ugly shoes. That's what this is. That is what this is. I can just see it now. The left, we've signed up, sir. Yes, we're ready to serve our country, sir. But if we're going to serve our country, sir, do you mind if we have gender-neutral toilets, please? We'd like gender-neutral barracks. And then while we're at it, we also want to have all of our operations to become a woman paid for. So I will need to take time out from the battle because I need to go and have surgery. Okay, I need to do that. Is that okay? And the Sergeant Major going in his rainbow-coloured stiletto heels going, of course it is, darling. We have to put your needs as a gender neutral first. Because if we don't, you're going to take us to the Equalities Act and sue us. Can you imagine when they say to him, right, okay, you fucked up, it's beasting time, right? You were told to do so-and-so, you didn't do it, you're giving me back chat, out of the courtyard, time for a beating. A beasting back then, right, was men standing holding paint pots out like this, not allowing their arms to drop. A beasting now would probably be a mass fucking orgy. Oh, sir, I do love a good beasting, honestly. Oh, that's why I keep doing things wrong, so you can send me out for a good beasting. It's lovely. I love it. And you know, some Ramona old woman in there making the tea and the coffee, or every time you go in there, she'd go, you didn't know what you signed up for, don't you? This conscription lark, you didn't actually have to join at all. It's a lie. You've been lied. Sorry, so my partner trying to ring me, he's going to have to wait 2 seconds. So, on that note, because he is ringing me, which means he's probably due to fly, I'm going to bid you all a good night and make it very clear. I knew exactly what I was voting for. I voted to say, up yours to the EU, I don't want you. I know that it didn't say on the ballot box, I vote to leave without a deal. It equally did not say, I vote to leave with a deal only. I didn't say any of that shit on there. It just didn't. We knew exactly what we were voting for, and what you've done in the House of Lords today and what has been done in the House of Commons over the last week is an absolute disgrace to democracy. We led, this country led in democracy. We led. If you screw over 17.4 million people, let me tell you now, do not complain if that 17.4 million people turn up outside your building and stampede the fucker, because you will have brought that on yourself. That includes you, Diane Flabbert, with your big mouth and your chip on your shoulder. I am so sick of being told that I'm not smart enough. I know I'm blonde. I know I've got blue eyes. I know that I look like the perfect Aryan bitch, but I have a brain. I knew exactly what I was voting for, as did all of my friends who voted too. So, I'm going to go. I have no idea how you stop this because this is all a bit new to me. So, I'm afraid if it zooms in a bit too close to the boat race and you get a little bit of a shock, my apologies. I will apologise profusely right now because I have no idea how you're supposed to stop this. Okay, so let me just do this so you don't have to look at me too closely. All right. She says. And Red Pill Phil, don't make me come after you, young man, right? Because I've got jobs for you. Just remember that. Because you just remember what I say goes. I am your puppet master, apparently. According to the hard right, I control you. Right, so I take it and I hit the cross. Take care, stay safe, have a great weekend. Bye.